We all good to start?
We're good.
Cool.
I actually have to cancel.
Nick, I'm going to,
Hey, get Andy in here. Let's go.
Nick, the next time I see you, I'm going to take wax strips and I'm going to rip off that little mustache.
No, leave my mustache alone. This is too much work. This has been too much
You worked
time to
hard
grow
on
this
that.
mustache. I worked very hard on this mustache.
I know.
It's been like 4 months.
Oh, wow.
Been about 2 weeks. Let's go.
Jeff was clean shaven a day ago.
I can't grow shit. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I can't either. I just refuse to shave.
I haven't been clean shaven in over a year, but I can grow this, probably in about 2 weeks.
If you notice Nick's face, Nick only grows, he doesn't grow facial hair, he grows knuckle hair.
I'll give you the side profile.
Is
You'll notice a distinct lack of hair anywhere north of the jawline.
that painted on? No, them lines are way too straight. That's airbrush, baby. I see
Yeah.
that shit.
All right, welcome to the new episode of You Hate to See It, and it's the best place to be because we're better than all of you out there. I'm Adam,
I'm Jeff.
I'm Nick.
and today we are joined by a couple guys from the band Anything But Human. Hello, guys.
Hey there. What's up?
You want to introduce yourself to the lovely audience?
Yeah, I'm Joel. I'm the drummer. I'm Ryan. I sing. I play the guitar. Yeah, the git fiddle.
Tell us a little about your bands to start off with, just get to know you guys a little better.
Well, we're just a three-piece. It's pretty simple. We're from Dallas, Texas. We started about, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago. Yeah. And we've just worked really, really hard. And we put out maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 singles. And
By the way, Phil couldn't make it. Our bass player couldn't make it. He couldn't make the show. So shout out to Phil.
shut up, Phil.
He was afraid. He was too afraid to
He
come
couldn't
on.
make it.
He knew it.
He got way too nervous.
Yeah, he knew it.
Yeah.
You guys have about I think I looked at it earlier. I think you guys have over 200,000 listens on Spotify now, don't you? I don't know if you guys keep track of that.
Yeah, it's been freaking crazy, dude. I don't know. We've just been putting out as much as we can and working at it hard, and it's been cool.
Yeah.
It really has been.
So, Adam, I'm going to have to stop you there. What are you drinking?
Yeah, what are you drinking? I saw that. I was like,
So I'm drinking this week some glorious mixture of 100-proof vodka with some Pink Whitney with some Sprite.
So just 2 vodkas mixed with some Sprite. What? Of course. Why wouldn't you?
here in about 20 minutes, he's going to be gone.
Yeah.
All right. I'm drinking Bullet Rye whiskey and the good old Bush.
Nice. Nice.
I am drinking the only bourbon that comes with a cup.
Tin cup.
Yep, tin cup. I'm drinking some tin cup. The only bourbon that comes with a cup. I am not drinking it from the tin cup though, because I don't want to do shots.
And I'm drinking good old-fashioned H2O.
Yeah.
I have a soda.
We're lame. We're lame.
And
So what are
also
your
some-
drinks of choice usually then? Like, if you were able to drink right now, or you had alcohol, what would your drinks of choice be?
I'm pretty simple. I just like a good Crown and Coke, or you know what I mean. I like I dig vodka too, any kind of vodka. I don't really have like a specific drink. I just whatever, it's whatever to me. I also love beer too. I'm sounding like a complete alcoholic right now.
Oh, don't
I
worry.
That's our entire podcast. So
Joel doesn't.
I don't drink anything.
Ooh.
I don't drink at all.
I mean, I respect it.
So to start off with, we're gonna ask like the generic questions that everyone asks.
Yeah.
So, like, how did you guys get formed? How did you guys get started as a band together?
It started as like a solo project thing. Yeah, I started, just kind of. I was in some other bands, and I decided to kind of go out and do my own thing. And I don't know, eventually got sick of that and started putting guys together and trying to, for a while, my last name's Avila, and so we just called the project Avila. And I was like, I feel like an asshole right now. I don't want it to be about me, I wanted to make a band, and eventually, found Joel, or he saw me at a club in Dallas called Trees, and we got together, started jamming, and eventually just kind of became a thing.
Yeah. I went to see a different band, but he was there, so he played before, and I was like, shit, they were better than them.
Yeah, this podcast used to be called Nick Sucks, but we didn't want the focus to always be on Nick. So,
So how'd you guys come up with the name? Where'd that come from? Was it just like a sit down, like, fuck, we need to come up with a name, or was there something more to it?
Yeah. So it started out, we were like going through a bunch of names. It took a long time, and I was just kind of like, something just kind of hit me. I was like, how about something human, something with human in the name, and eventually just anything but human. That's really about it. I mean, there's not any kind of like real, special meaning behind it or anything like that. I mean, I guess, you can make of it what you want, kind of thing. But, yeah, it kind of just fell out of the sky, to be honest, for me.
I wanted to name the band Avila, but it was taken, so.
Yeah. Well, and like I said,
Ryan over here took the name for his last name. What a fucking dick.
He didn't want to. He's like, no, I don't want that.
yeah, I felt really awkward doing that. And, we started searching Avila and these, Spanish guys. Like,
Yeah.
Got some mariachi bands going on.
Yeah.
Today, so.
I'm half Mexican. I look like a white boy, but I'm definitely.
You're preaching to the choir here. Same.
Are you half Mexican?
My grandfather, born and raised in Tampico.
Wow.
My entire family comes from Mexico. They were there for a generation after coming over from Europe, and then they went to the U.S. They were here
Wow.
they were in Mexico for like a generation or two. So like I tan really well, but I need to get burnt as fuck first because I'm also part Austrian.
Oh, shit.
Mm.
So like I turned beet red in the sun first like tanning day of the summer, and then I
Yeah.
look like an actual Mexican for the rest of the summer. But winter's coming along, so I'm gonna look like Jeff.
Irish
Yep.
and Welsh over here.
Oh no, dude! I'll burn like a motherfucker. Like but then I get brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I don't.
The burns are so bad, and then I look very brown.
Yeah.
I am just straight. If pasty could be a race, that would be my race.
I am straight white boy.
Caucasian does not signify it enough for how white I am.
Possibly ghostly, definitely
White as white
marshmallow.
gets.
I'm
Shit.
definitely marshmallow. Like, if
I have a second cousin who's actually dead.
I went
What are
around.
you, Joel? I've always wondered, what are you? You're just a white guy?
Yep, just a white guy.
Just a white guy.
He's a
Oh,
Texan through and through. What do you
Yeah.
want from him?
That's right.
Our name was actually kind of funny. We came up with our podcast name literally just sitting drinking at Adam's graduation, and we're like, if we're making a podcast because we're drunk, we're like, fuck it, let's do it. And we're like, we need to come up with a name. We all just sat there, and when Adam and I became friends, he picked up, because I always used to say you hate to see it to like everything, and he was like, why don't we just name it that? And I was like, it'll work for what we're about to be doing. So
Right?
yeah, so tell us a little bit about your guys' music, like what you guys classify yourselves as, is like maybe like trying to classify yourself as a genre, or do you guys think you're like a little bit of something, like a couple genres, or?
You answer.
I don't know. It's like alternative rock to me. We don't really.
It's always hard to.
Yeah.
I just call it rock music.
That's what I classified you guys as. Like when I was explaining to my girlfriend a couple days ago, I was like, yeah, we're having these guys on the podcast. They're like a rock group. She's like, oh, like what kind of rock group? And I was like, I don't know.
You don't know. Yeah, no, we don't. We're the same way. We're like, I don't know. We're just a rock band.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of like just make what you want, and if it gets placed in some genre, it gets placed in that genre.
Yeah. Always writing songs, and some of them sound a little different than the other ones, and it's kind of. I would just say it's rock music. That's kind of the easiest way to put it.
All right,
But,
well, how about you guys maybe explain like a couple of your songs, like the name of them, maybe like what the meaning of them is supposed to be, or like how you got to it, or
Well, like, I guess our song "Where You Are," if you were to compare it to something, it would probably sound like kind of like Tool or something, maybe.
I would agree.
Yeah, and then, but I mean, you know, what that song's about, I guess, is just kind of about an obsessive relationship type situation, and how weird things can kind of get. That's kind of what that one's about. But I try to write songs that are about you know, all your emotions, and you know, I don't want to. I try not to steer too far into, like, you know, relationship type songs. It's more about your inner emotions kind of thing, and taken definitely from a first person perspective. But yeah, I almost get kind of uncomfortable even explaining what the songs are about. I'm like, you guys just kind of make it your own, you know what I mean? And do it, you know, whatever you think about it kind of thing.
So are you more of like the main songwriter, or does everyone kind of write songs, or?
I'm definitely, I guess you could say I'm the main songwriter, but you know, once we get together and jam it, it becomes a collaborative thing.
Yeah.
So,
You like make the outline and the blueprint, and then everyone else kind of comes in and
puts their mark on
fine
it.
tunes and
Yeah. And then, you know, like our latest single, "Move On," I wrote that song back in high school, like a while back. And I wrote the chorus. And I showed it to Joel, and he was like, "Hey, I really like that. That's catchy." And you actually kind of helped guide that song.
That was so here's the deal with Ryan. He's got such an arsenal of music that we could be in the jam room doing a set list, and then he'll just come up, he'll start playing something, and we'll be like, where the fuck was that at? Well, I had that back when I was 15, and I wasn't going to play it until, so there's just so much he has. So when he brings something out, we'll stop and be like, okay, let's do something with this, or we'll just do it to warm up. But when he played the chorus of that song, I knew right away. Right away. I'm like, that's a song. Like that's going to be a good song. So we stopped what we were doing, I guess, in the writing process of things, and started working on that song.
Yeah, he's kind of like, why don't you like, you know, make like a bridge here kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, it was. We all just kind of got together, but Ryan has always got the core of everything. He'll bring it and he'll say, "What about this, guys?" Or he'll send me something audio on the phone. And
I'm doing that all the time. I'm always torturing my friends. Like, I'm sending them little clips, and man, I'm sorry, I probably look like a.
But it's good because he will really, he has so many that he'll forget some of them, and I'll say, "Well, what about this?" And he goes, "Oh shit, I forgot about that." And then we'll go back and play some stuff to it. So it kind of works out out good.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
How long have each of you been doing music then? Like, or how long have you been known like this is what you wanted to do?
Oh, since I was young, for me, I've always wanted to play. So.
Well, I, you know, when I was a kid, I was always like, I'm gonna definitely grow up and be a musician. And then, you know, when I was like a teenager, I got smart and realized that's probably not possible. And then I don't know what happened. I think it might have been like, yeah, it was like high school. I ended up, you know, meeting a guitar player, and just got, you know, bitten by the music bug, I guess you could say, and became obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And it's really all I wanted to do with my life, to be honest.
You're talking to three people who are not anywhere even couldn't like.
Nope.
Adam's the only one who could touch a fucking instrument and maybe make a beat out of it.
So I played piano and the oboe for about 5 years in middle school.
Yeah.
I hated the piano. I liked the oboe, but the thing is about the oboe, no one else likes the oboe. Because it sounds like you're trying to strangle a goose.
Well, piano's tough, man. Like, I wish I could learn it, to be honest, because I think it's probably the toughest instrument, in my opinion, piano.
Yeah, you got what, 83 keys on that damn thing?
And also each hand has to think separately. I can't do that.
Well, that's why, like, I think, like, with Joel's job, like, I've always wanted to play drums, but, like, the hand-eye coordination for me is really good, but the second you add my feet into the damn thing, like, we're not doing shit anymore. Like, you're on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, my whole right side of my body has to go on one beat and the left side can go on another beat. So my hands can move independently, but as soon as I add feet, then my right foot and my right hand have to be at the same beat, and same thing with my left side. Like I can't separate forward.
It will. You could, if you did it long enough, your muscle memory would make it work. It's really it's hard, but it's not that hard.
Yeah.
You just have to do it consistently. And when I say consistent, like at least 60 seconds for everything, at least a minute.
When I was younger, I played the violin, and that's my background in music. And then when I went into college, I always wanted to play the guitar, but my fingers I can't get my fingers to stretch out and spread out enough to hit the chords.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried for like 3 years trying to play guitar, and I just could not get my fingers to hit the simple chords. So I was like, hey, how about ukulele? Because that's just a small guitar. I self-taught myself how to play the ukulele in like a year. So that's
when the vodka came into play, right?
Oh, the vodka's been in play for a long time.
No, man, it's hard. Like, it's hard when you first start playing guitar. It's really, your hands feel like hell, and it's I guess you just have to be, I don't know, just dedicated and whatever. But
you gotta build them calluses.
Yeah, it takes a minute.
I literally have never learned an instrument in my entire life.
Oh, it's never too late. It's never too late, brother.
So I'm friends with a band that they're just like a bunch of dads who just got together one day and they just do cover music from the 80s.
Oh.
And so I go out and see them, and it was funny. One day I was standing there talking to the guys, and the drummer was in the bathroom, and they were all ready to start going, and their drummer wasn't back from the bathroom yet. So they were like, hey, hop on drums. So I sat there and just did the generic dun 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 dun.
There you go.
Dun, and
You got a drummer in you.
and did that for the whole song. And they played their song, and I sat there and drummed for them. And then they, right at the very end, the lead singer turned to me and he pointed and he was like, "Drum solo!" And I just went bang to shit until I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. It sounded awful, and I was like, you could run over a cat and that would sound better than whatever I was producing.
That's all right. You did it.
But I just hammered away.
There you go. You got it in you.
My friend, the only time I've really ever like played an instrument was my friend Austin taught me how to play the intro to what was it?
On what instrument?
It's on drums. He taught me the intro to, I think it's Indestructible by Disturbed. It's that, or it's Come Down with the Sickness, but just the straight around the drums with the bass pedal. And that's the only thing I know how to do on an instrument. Other than that, like, no.
So what we're saying is Jeff and I are going to have a full set of drums at your next gig, and Jeff's going to play that intro, and it's going to go right into me going dun 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 the whole time. And Joel, you're out of a job now. Like, there we go.
We can make that happen.
Next
But
time.
you're not out of a job because we're kicking Nick off soon. So
Yeah, you can
just jump
We'll
into
swap.
yours.
I can go home now. Can I go
Next
home now?
time we're in y'all's town, we'll definitely we'll have to make that happen
Yeah.
for sure.
So, fuck, what was the next one? Shit. Bad transition.
Ooh, I'm not
I've
going
been
to
on
edit
a
it
roll
either.
lately. I've been on a roll with transitions lately, and this fucking sucks. How's, like, touring gone? Have you guys done touring? I heard you guys just said that you guys just came back from, was it Fisher?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
how's COVID, like, so how was it going after you guys kind of formed? Like, how was your, like, touring and, like, gigs and stuff compared to all of a sudden COVID hitting you with being this young of a band? How's that kind of impacted everything?
We were actually on the road doing a radio run and playing some shows whenever COVID hit. So before COVID, we had so many big shows lined up, big festivals. We were gonna play. We were booked for Rockfest, and I think
Shit, I would have seen you if it wasn't canceled.
yeah.
And we're playing it next year.
Yeah, we'll be there next year. We got the email the other day that we're back on the bill for next year. So, but it sucked because we were supposed to be home for like 2 weeks and then go right back on the road with a national act, and it kind of put everything to a halt. So
Yeah, we were on the road, I think, for it was like 3 weeks, almost a month.
yeah,
And we were going to get back and just have like a couple weeks off and then go right back out. And then that's when COVID hit.
Stopped.
We were going to play South by Southwest
yeah.
and in Austin. And then that canceled. And I was like, oh, the whole thing's fucked.
Yeah.
If that cancels, then it's,
But it's been, we've got to really dial in some music and write some more stuff and record. And we got to pick up a bass player. This is not, our original bass player is no longer with us. So we have a new guy that we picked up. So it kind of, it sucks, but it was kind of a blessing also.
it was kind of needed, I think.
Yeah.
Time.
I'm sure the lull was great for like productivity,
Yeah.
like just writing and everything.
Yeah.
I've been saying, man, next year there's going to be a lot of badass.
There will be some badass
from a
music
lot
coming
of
out.
bands because there's a lot of time to really work on stuff. And when you're a songwriter, when you go through these times where it's frustrating, you got a lot of things to write about. And I think it's going to be music's going to be really good, and music is good. Or coming out, there's good stuff coming out right now, but I think next year's going to be even better. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like the group metalhead, quote unquote. But I also listen to a lot of country, and COVID's put out a lot of country artists have taken this time to just like sit down and just write. Like Luke Combs has come out with like 4 songs since COVID hit. And one of them was literally about COVID, and it's like one of his tops. I don't know. It's really interesting because I listen, like with my old job, I used to listen to a lot of like talk radio and podcasts and everything. But at one point, like they were just like multiple country artists were like, yeah, like it changes how you have to record songs that you want to put out, but like the actual time to just sit down and like be yourself has like changed songwriting.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. That's true.
It's definitely helped us. We've got our whole EP recorded, and it's been finished for the past couple of months. But we've just been, looking for the best time to put it out. And it's looking like November 5th, I think.
Luckily, us 3 got to be a couple people that actually got to listen to it, and
Yeah.
we all thoroughly like loved it. And that's when we like immediately were like, we need to do a podcast on this. Like it was.
Oh, the EP?
Thank you.
So you guys are literally the first artists that we've had on because all 3 of us loved your music. So
Thank you,
man. That's
Thanks,
awesome.
man.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate it, brother.
That's impressive coming from Adam because all he listens to is Taylor Swift.
that is true. Let me tell you the shock that I got when Taylor Swift releases Lover and then like 4 months later releases another album because of COVID. Oh, that was beautiful.
She's talented.
Yeah.
She's hardworking, man. Hardworking talent.
I was in Discord with Adam when that dropped, and oh my God, I've never seen a man cry.
Hey, I love that song, by the way. But there's another deal with Shawn Mendes.
Mm-hmm.
The collaboration of that song with Shawn Mendes. Have you heard that one, or just her original one? It's really good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Fuck, it's
I
really
think
good.
I think I prefer that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's way better than her original one. Yeah, he did the deal on that. Yeah,
These guys have no idea what we're talking about because
I
they
know.
hate
That's
Taylor
okay.
Swift.
They're missing out.
My Spotify algorithm is constantly trying to kill itself because my music choices are just
Nick's
everywhere
music
and don't make
choices
sense.
are sea shanties and like
Hey, sea shanties are lit.
Yeah, don't you come at sea shanties. My Spotify algorithm is trying to balance sea shanties with K-pop, with rap, with modern rock. None of it makes sense.
That's all right.
Oh, it makes perfect sense.
There's not many people who just
It's great.
like music anymore. It seems like you have to like a certain type. Like it's like you have to like rap, you have to like country, you have to like.
I can't agree with that.
Yeah, I can't either because like I'm thoroughly like Nick. Like my Spotify algorithm is everywhere. Like I love country. I'm a metalhead. I love rock. I love jazz. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
man.
Like I like dubstep and like EDM stuff. Like it's all good to me. And people trash on screamo artists way too much and don't understand that they have actually really good like singing voices.
So I think that for me, screaming, like, it's the music that I like. If the music's syncopated or they can play, like, I was a big fan of Mice and Men when Austin Carlisle was in that band.
Yes.
And a lot of people said it didn't make sense, but the fact of the matter was their music was fucking good. Like, it was just good. And you may not have to understand it, but it was still good.
Oh yeah, Mice and
I've
Men's
got
amazing. Man.
music,
Like
I Prevail.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
he has like, I'm not gonna lie, he has probably the best screaming voice I've heard in a very long time though. Like, you can understand what he's like saying, like the pitch and like everything about it just sounds right in their music.
Who's that? I Prevail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm a big fan.
I liked Suicide Silence when Mitch was there.
Yeah.
I mean, their music was, you couldn't understand him, except a few, maybe on the chorus, but the music was fucking great, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's,
The hardest I usually ever go is like Hollywood Undead.
Oh,
like
shit.
that's like hard for me.
You gotta pop your cherry, buddy.
yeah.
I'm like an 80s. I should have been born in the 80s.
Oh, dude, I love the
Yeah.
80s. I love the 80s
That's my
too, my
music
man.
right there. I'm like a huge fan of Meatloaf.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's
Talented, though.
so talented and no one fucking remembers him.
Oh,
Like everyone nowadays, I feel like you're like, yeah, I love listening to Meatloaf, and they're like, what? Like you put your ear up to a hunk of meat? Like what are you talking about? Like, no, like
this
Meatloaf's
so
so
good.
Paradise by the Dashboard Light is a clapper.
So I know who Meatloaf is. I know who Meatloaf is. I couldn't name you a single song if you put a gun to my head from Meatloaf.
Oh, Paradise by the Dashboard Light is amazing.
I couldn't name you could
Nick.
play Meatloaf and I wouldn't know it's Meatloaf.
Nick, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Oh, is that
You've
Meatloaf?
never heard that song?
That's
That's Meatloaf. Holy
That's
shit!
Meatloaf.
I didn't know that was Meatloaf.
Yeah. Yeah.
His Bad Out of Hell album trilogy is fucking fire.
Yeah.
All right. So my next question for you guys was, this is like each of you personally. If you could choose another person who does what you do, who would you say you're most like individually, and then maybe as a band?
You mean like
Idolize?
Yeah, basically. Like, yeah, who's your idol? Like, who do you want to, not like want to be, but like, yeah, like idolize. Who are people you look up to?
Probably for me would be Luzier and Frazier with, Chris Frazier with Foreigner, Ray Luzier with Korn. Everybody's going to say John Bonham, of course, or Jeff Porcaro. Those are the kind of guys that I idolize a lot.
yeah, it's a tough one for me, but I'm a big fan of Chris Cornell. I'm a big fan of Jeff Buckley. Trying to think of who else I'm like that I really look up to as a singer. Shoot, I don't know. That's a really tough one. I like a lot of different artists, but I would say those would probably be like my top two favorite. I would say, Chris Cornell and Jeff Buckley for sure.
Well, I feel like with what you guys do, I mean, like, you can like someone, but like you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, like with music, you want it to be your own. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
it would be
Yeah,
tough to-
absolutely. You start out, you start out, sounding a lot like the people that you like a lot and you listen to, and then hopefully you eventually find your own voice, your own sound, and that's what I feel like. I feel like we're doing, but
Yeah, I think we sound different than any other bands. I feel like that. Our sound is a little different than most. So.
I mean, honestly, like when I listen to you, like when I listen to that, I mean, like I couldn't tell you like a pinpoint band or anything you guys sound like, but it is thoroughly really a great song. Like we all thoroughly, like we listen to it and we all message each other. We're like, yeah, no, this is like a no-brainer. Like we got to.
thanks, man. And I would say that that's probably our most pop rock type song,
Yeah.
most radio,
A little poppy-ish, yeah. Have you guys checked out Where You Are, the video for Where You Are of ours? If you haven't, you should check it out. That's a really good song.
Yeah, I watched it on YouTube a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I haven't, but I forget everything.
Yeah, that's fair.
And yeah, like
Honestly,
yeah.
we're surprised Nick showed up on time.
Oh, yeah.
Nick was
I even
early.
had alcohol.
Nick was like half an hour early for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing. So I have a few fun questions. What is your go-to song to sing in the shower?
Oh, good one. Huh. Mine is probably. Shit, now you got to put me on the spot. I'm going to think about that and let Ryan go first.
I wasn't rude to ask you such a
Hey,
on-the-spot question.
Hey, Nick, that's the power of editing, because they could answer immediately.
I don't know. So, yeah.
I don't know, man. I
That.
always have like melodies stuck in my head, and this is a boring answer, but I tend to have my own melodies that I sing in the shower. So I wouldn't say I have a go-to song.
Mine's going to be something in classic rock. So it's going to be like Boston or Foreigner or something like that. I can tell you that much.
Before Adam asks his next question, if you guys could just get rid of like the name of a genre, like what would it be? Like what genre are you guys just like that? No, like we don't need that as a name, or like we don't need that in the industry.
That's a good question. You asked really good
So
questions.
yeah, I for me, I need all the chords.
Like the core, the doom core, and the metal core, and what's the deal with the core? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Yeah,
I don't think I even know what that is.
Do you know what that is? What's metalcore?
Nerd core.
I know Nightcore. Nightcore is just sped up or pitched.
Oh, Nightcore. So
Nightcore is like pitched up music or something.
I do enjoy Nightcore. I do. Now that you say that, I do enjoy Nightcore.
I hate you.
Yeah, no, I don't talk about my music tastes, and I also like I have a playlist for when I have other people in the car, and I have a playlist for when I'm just in the car.
Yeah.
No one listens to the playlist when I'm in
Hold
the
on,
car.
Nick. When are you gonna make me listen to the playlist of when I'm in the car? Because let me tell you.
Well, you don't count as like a
Okay.
person. So,
You're not a person.
look, us driving to comics on Wednesdays does not count as you being in my car.
all right. So we got core. What's Joel? What do you got?
I don't know. I like everything. I'm not a big. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big rap guy. I'm just not. I'm not. I just.
I'm not either. I
If that's one thing, it would be that. Let me back up. I used to listen to.
Are you talking about like maybe like underground rap?
That
like
shit
stuff
where
where,
it just makes
people,
no sense to me. Like it's just not. Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
kind of, because I listened to Tupac and I listened to Biggie and I listened to all that stuff growing up.
So like mumble rap.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That make yeah.
I
that
can't
makes
get
sense.
with. I don't like Tekashi 6ix9ine. I think it's just bullshit to me. Sorry.
It's fine. He's in prison,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, like I listen to Eminem and NF.
Yeah,
So-
Eminem's great. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's amazing.
his diss tracks lately have been on fucking
Yeah.
point.
He's a
Like
genius, man.
fuck Nick Cannon, am
Yeah.
I
My
right?
favorite rapper right now is Lil Dicky. Holy shit,
Dicky.
Lil
Do you really
Dicky.
like Lil Dicky?
Oh, Lil Dicky's great.
Lil Dicky's like the comedic rap. It's just comedic rap. It's great. It's what
Lil
we needed.
Dicky is like me but Jewish. Like that's just
I tell you who I just recently started watching was Tom McDonald, and I think he raps a lot about politics, but it's real shit. Like he's rapping about real shit. His name's Tom McDonald. If you've never seen him, check him out. He's an independent artist,
Never heard
but
of
his numbers are way up.
I'm a huge like if it comes to rap, like I'm super into Hobson. I don't know if you know who Hobson is.
Mhm.
He's more of an underground rapper, but he's like so he has a whole segment called Ill Mind of Hobson, where it's just him rapping about like his like mental thoughts. Like what he thinks about rap
Yeah.
or like politics or what's just going on in his life. And I highly recommend Ill Mind of Hobson 5 because it's him rapping about how shitty mainstream rappers are and like how they are influencing like teenagers and stuff, and how he doesn't want to be a part of it, and that's why he won't go mainstream. Like he's fine with where he is in life, being like an underground rapper. And Hobson is my go-to like rapper that most people.
I'll
I
have to
guess
check him
know
out.
about.
Yeah,
We can respect that because he's real, you know.
so. My next question is: if every musical artist and band was living and back in existence, and any combination of artists together of that's been there, because I know some artists have switched groups or whatever. If anyone ever to be in existence, who would you go see? Like, what would you spend money to go see in concert?
I would spend all the money I probably had to go see Queen. If
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely, man.
all the money
Yes.
I had, I'd spend it all.
I would spend all mine too.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
To see real Queen. Not
Yep.
Adam Lambert is great, but real Queen is fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
I personally love to go see the Doors, though. I'm a big Doors fan.
The Doors, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a great one too.
Yeah, just like I don't know, just like a spectacle, you know, like a really like a legend type thing. And Elvis, you know.
It was a movement, like in music and like in general society
Yeah.
with that. Like there's a whole movement with that, and I think there's a lot more Queen fan. Like I wouldn't say there's more Queen fans now, but I think there's more respect for Queen
Absolutely.
now.
Yeah, for sure.
Then
That movie
Since
came
the
out,
movie
too.
come out, yeah.
Well, yeah. If
Not even that. I had a friend in college, like before the movie came out, like Queen's his favorite band.
Mhm.
So I'm going to break off from the pack a little bit and say that I'd either want to see either the Ramones or like the Rat Pack.
Everybody got quiet.
Okay, I'll so cool. You guys have fun with the podcast. I'm out.
He's like, fuck y'all, I'm out of here.
I am so glad that worked out perfectly.
Cool. I'm glad that I'm the one who's shamed.
As
down.
Nick
Look at
was speaking, I was like, I'm just not going to say a word to it.
Yeah, we were all saying.
So I'm glad that I'm the weird one for wanting to see Rat Pack and who listens to K-pop. I'm the crazy
So
one, clearly.
for me personally, it's not so much something everyone else would want to see, and like that's fine. Like, I don't give a shit. It's more of like my own personal. I wish I could have seen it. I wish I was into it earlier, because like I am like a metalhead, quote unquote, based off of these two. I want to go back and see. I've seen Avenged Sevenfold multiple times. I want to go back and see them when they had Rev.
Yep, I've seen them once too, and I've never seen them with Rev.
Yeah, I want to go back and see them before Rev died, because apparently Rev was, if he was still alive today, from what I've heard, he would be in like the top 10 drummers
for sure.
that have ever lived.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
Like, the dude was
Yes,
insane. And I've never, because they don't play like their older stuff anymore, because they can't find a drummer that can
That's right.
even like play anything that
That
he
drummer
plays.
style was like
And,
swinging his arms.
Yeah, the closest they got was Mike Portnoy, and I knew that wasn't going to last.
Yeah, he was insane. Like, yeah, if you go back and like look at videos and stuff, and I remember watching a video on YouTube of him where they had strobe lights linked up to each one of his, like, each individual part of his drum, and there was a point where like he was hitting them so fast that like all the lights were just
Oh,
on.
yeah.
He's insane.
He's
It's
insane.
just like fuck it. Yeah, it was like, I wish I could go back and see that.
Yeah. And he was a
I saw them literally their first. So I've been really unfortunate in seeing my favorite bands after a fucking person dies. So the Rev with Avenged Sevenfold, and then Slipknot. I never saw.
You didn't see him with Paul?
I can't ever fucking remember. No, I never saw
Oh.
Slipknot with Paul. I've seen Slipknot about three times now. Never with Paul. I saw them the first tour back on Knotfest after Paul died, and I saw Avenged Sevenfold the first tour back after they released Nightmare, after having to finish it without the Rev.
I would have liked to see Pantera, which I'm sure
Oh,
you
I saw
Pantera.
Pantera so many times.
See, anyone who's seen Pantera has seen Pantera like 6
because
times.
if they were still here, it would be the same. Their fans will just die hard. Didn't matter. They see them.
It's like Slayer
Yeah.
fans, but Slayer fans are garbage human beings. I can attest to that.
Oh yeah.
That would be what I would go back to, is to see the
Yeah, that's a good one, man. Yeah, super talented, crazy talented.
Crazy Talented. They released their first album when they were in high school.
Yeah.
They're a kid.
Like fucking
There's a video.
yeah. Like if you just
Yeah, there's a video out there on YouTube at their talent show. They were playing in a talent show at school. Super good. Yeah, that's talent. Yeah.
I would love to see.
Jordan Sparks.
I no longer feel as bad for my answer.
I mean, yeah, Taylor Swift is number one, but I would love to see Aerosmith on a night that Steven Tyler was able to hit that note from Dream On.
Tell me, you must have saw the that when they just did that induction or whatever it was. Is that what you're talking about? Did you watch that performance?
I did not.
It was horrendous.
So the last time I even listened to like much of Aerosmith, when their last album came out, and that was awful. And I'm just like, and Steven Tyler is gone. He's like, I've only hit that note in Dream On like a handful of times. And I'm like, I would love to be there one of those nights that he hits it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
They did, I think it was induction to the Hall of Fame or something, where they wouldn't let their drummer because he was off, and they wouldn't let him come play because he hadn't rehearsed, and security wouldn't let him up in the rehearsal. Anyway, they got somebody else, and they said it was a catastrophe live.
I would also love to go back and like see Metallica in their heyday. Just when they were on top of the fucking world, just releasing everything, just doing everything, when everyone was just riding their back. It was just like,
Yeah.
all right, anyone else? Questions? Adam, you got another one? You got a dumb question?
one of the dumb questions I fucking saw was, how do you music? I don't know what that means, but if you have an answer
What?
for how do you music, then I guess you can answer that while I look for it. I don't know what that question is supposed to be.
How do you music?
How do you music?
How do you music?
What's your interpretation of that?
How do you music? You just make noise, man.
I would say when they're asked how do you music, maybe they're asking like how do you get the feel of music? Like how do you come up with is it something you feel? Is it
You just jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
That's how you music. You just jam.
Just scream into the microphone.
Yeah,
Just jam until you come out with an EP.
yeah. That's what we did.
Yeah.
Just jam.
If we jammed, we would never come out with an EP. We would fucking murder each other. I guarantee
Oh
it.
fuck yeah!
Fucking guarantee it.
So, what is your your interaction with fans? How do you guys have
Do you have groupies yet?
do you guys have people that are
Do you have roadies?
really hardcore
Yeah.
into you yet, or
Oh,
where?
we have friends that
Yeah.
I guess you could call them our roadies.
We do have roadies, I would say.
They're
But we do
not
have
really
fans. They're the
paid.
same thing. Fans, when we go to certain, when we have shows, we know who they are. They're like magnets, And
Friends.
we enjoy after the show. We go to the merch place and we hang out until they don't want to hang out anymore. Like we don't shy away from it. We want to hang out with everybody.
Yeah, man. My thing is, if somebody's gonna take the time to listen to your music and check you out, then I'm definitely I want to hang out with you and get to know you.
We have a security guy that's always like, hey, and we're like, no, let them in. It's not. They just want to. We're not arrogant or anything like that. We enjoy hanging out with everybody.
Do you have weird fan stories? What has a fan that's
Yeah.
weird to you?
Well,
that you can
my personally, mine have been not necessarily in person, but just people wait until they get behind a cell phone or a computer to say their thoughts, I guess, and it can get kind of weird, Like I really don't even want to get into it, but like there's some weird shit, you know.
Yeah, he's got a few that are, but Ryan,
Like, one of them even like, hey, I just wanted to tell you, I really think that I love you. And I'm like, I'll take that as a compliment. But no, I think that I really love you. I'm like,
it's a
oh.
little creepy.
I mean, hey, you're a good-looking guy. I don't know what this.
and I tell him that, I'm like, you can't, like Ryan, you have to understand, it's you're the for one, you're the singer, and you're good looking, so it's gonna happen. You just gotta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like the front.
And you got the voice.
You're the face.
You are the photo. Yeah, you are the
And
face.
some girls though, I guess they can like, especially the crazy ones, they can take.
Speaking of face, is that you on your thing
Which thing?
On the back here.
on the background?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, you're
You're
the
the first
face.
person to ever ask that.
Yeah,
actually.
everybody does ask what that is, and they've never guessed that it's him.
And this is an
I mean-
old art image.
That's old.
We've since
Really
moved on,
cool.
but yeah, old is we haven't even been around that long. But
Yeah.
that was the first little image we used to promote.
Yeah.
You guys, what's your favorite drink? Like, I'm assuming you guys like to maybe go out every once in a while after shows. What's your like favorite drinking story together? Each of you, like you might
Even
have
though
different
Joel
ones.
doesn't drink, Jeff, but
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't be
other
a part of
than
that
Joel.
one. Well, I had a mad Pepsi.
Well, like since he doesn't really drink, our bass player though, he's a bartender actually.
Yeah.
And so, we haven't even been with Phil that long, but we made a trip to Indiana not too long ago.
Yep.
And we just filled the RV with just beer and stuff. And nothing crazy really happened, but it was interesting to see how much that guy could actually drink.
He can put some liquid down, man. That guy can drink. But he's a bartender, so it's.
But I'm sure once we get on the road, we'll have a lot more stories.
Yeah.
You know?
so my next question is, how do you deal with performance anxiety? And
Man,
not
it took
in
a
the
long
bedroom.
time.
I don't want to know about bedroom stuff, but
I would like to know what your prescriptions are.
Yeah.
how many drugs do you take?
Viagra.
Yeah.
Oh man, let's get started
What's
here.
the dosage of your Viagra, please?
I had really bad stage fright when I first started a long time ago, like shaking, couldn't even talk, kind of stage fright. But it's like anything, the more you do it, the easier it gets, the better you are, I guess. And yeah, I don't know. But yeah, a couple of drinks don't hurt either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A couple.
Yeah, for me, I can't see anything anyway. The lights you just can't see anything out there, so you don't really, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Just another recording session.
Right.
I've gotten to where though I like to see the people because it kind of gives you something to feed off of. And I don't know, and especially once you get past the first song, it gets easier for sure.
Yeah.
I think at this point, we've been going for a long time. We've gotten off on a lot of tangents. It's been good.
Yep.
It's been a fun
Thank
time.
you guys again.
But
Yeah.
at this point, I think I want you guys to be able to say anything you want. Plugs, if you want to just thank your fans, if you want to do both, whatever you want to do, fill this slot with whatever you guys want to say.
Plugs. Well, so of course, Instagram. It's a good place to find us. Anything But Human Music. Our Facebook, of course, Anything But Human. Twitter is Anything Be Human. YouTube, you can find us on YouTube, of course, and let's see, Spotify. But yeah, if you want to talk to us, please send us a message on Instagram. I'll definitely reply quickly. Facebook as well.
Probably want to shout out to Curtain Call Records, John and Gigi, and all of the people that back us up. We have several, Centent, Los Cabos, Porter and Davies, Alien Ears, a lot of people that support our music. So thank the fans.
Shout out to Angela for hooking us up with you guys.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all's podcast for having us, man. Thank you guys a lot. We've had this has been fun.
It's honestly been an honor for us. This has been a lot of
Did
fun.
you say
been
we're
great having you guys on.
first artists to ever be on here? Or
Yeah.
Wow.
You're the first
100%.
musical artists. You're probably
Awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, it's been rough to try to find an artist to come on here, like just because of the fact of how we do our podcast, of like we all have to agree for people to come on type of a thing.
Yeah.
It's been rough to find that, but No, your guys' music. I mean, all three of us can agree. It's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Like we all loved your new
Well, thank you for considering
one of your new
it.
singles coming out on your EP. We all loved it.
Thank
Looking forward to what you guys do in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
your songs are already now on my Spotify. So
Yeah, stay tuned, man. We're putting out an EP pretty soon. So that'll be
November 5th.
Yeah, yeah. It'll be,
November 5th.
5 new songs you can add on there.
with that, we also have something new that has just came out at this point. You guys will love to see it. Drunken Jurors is now out. Please go listen to that episode and listen to the upcoming episodes. It will be bi-weekly on the weeks that You Hate to See It are not coming out.
Okay.
And at this point, everyone, thank you. Joel, Ryan, thanks for coming on.
Thank you,
We
guys.
really appreciate
Thank
it.
you, guys.
Loved having you guys.
Sure.
Adam, take it away.
And thank you guys so much for listening to You Hate to See It. You can follow us on Twitter at YOUH82CIT. We also have a Facebook that you can follow us at. Literally, just look for us on any social media. Search You Hate to See It and look for the grand old Chad as our image. And you're fucking there. Go to our Podbean, and up in the right-hand corner, there's a little link that says Become a Patron. And I hope that everyone becomes a patron. Donates some money monthly. We have levels at $1, $3, $5, and going up. And any amount of money will benefit you and benefit us. And the more that you pay us, the more content you'll get. So think about that, everyone. Thanks for listening to You Hate to See It. If you think you can do better, you're wrong. So bye-bye.
It is time to move on and leave your life behind. Let's go. I've been sitting here just locked inside myself, and I don't like what I say, 'cause all I ever do is blame for you. It's like you are my disease. I'm thinking it's time to move on and leave your life behind. I am just a fool for you, I know, and I fall into my knees. I have sweated blood and drained myself empty, yeah, but I think I found the remedy. I'm saying it's time to move on and leave your life behind. Don't be afraid of these changes. We've only got this one life, one life.
I said, at the end of this, we're gonna be drunk, and you're gonna have to watch stupid shit. But this is what you get.
Yeah.
You get what you paid for, which I'm assuming is nothing because we're not getting anything out of it. So. But he'll just be at parties, and like most normal people will be like, "It's hot" or something, and like we'll take our shirt off, and the Nick's like, "Me too," and he'll do it in a second without lifting his arms or anything. It's just my shirt's gone. It's like, why?
I want to see this shirt action.
I do too.
Oh, there's the booty.
Ass crack.
Oh, there it was.
Oh.
For the ladies.
That was like some Superman shit, man.
My God, that was the best one, honestly.
There is an art to it, though. I will say that. I have tried to teach them.
No, there is, because I've tried multiple times and I cannot do it.
So you guys want to hear what I sound like when I'm breathing at 100% gain?
Sure.
You guys want to hear my cells exchanging oxygen for carbon dioxide?
Yeah, let's go. Give our listeners a little preview of what Patreon's gonna be like.
So on Patreon, this is what I sound like all the time. I don't know if you can hear, but you can hear my lungs, the sacs in the lungs squeezing and shaking and squeezing the air out. This is what happened. Oh, hi.